energy. I don't really like the area of the gym that I'm in, and I find that affects my workouts a lot. I'm in the all girls section right now. I think I'm gonna head out to where the guys are because I work my best there. It's a sunny day out today. I'm excited. We don't get sunny days, and I'm excited about it, so I'm gonna have an epic workout. Yesterday, I tried to film my posterior chained exercises, like my glutes and my hamstrings, but I couldn't work out. Like, I had no energy, so I'm gonna do that today.
Main door is now open. Please enter the building.
Hi, Anthony. Welcome to my curl machine. Alright guys, so this is a posterior chained leg day, meaning glutes and hamstrings only. The exercise I began with was hip thrusts, which you saw at the beginning of the video. The exercise following it is stiff leg deadlifts, or Romanian deadlifts if that's the term that you're familiar with. But we're going to be kicking the intensity up, and we're going to hit more areas of our hamstrings and glutes by alternating our stance. So as you can see here, I'm beginning with a narrow foot positioning. This is going to focus the load onto the muscles located more laterally or outside in the glutes and hamstrings. After performing 6 to 8 reps, open your feet to shoulder width apart, and you're going to repeat the same thing. Widening your stance as you progress through the exercise will cause more muscles from the medial, also known as the inside parts of your legs, to be used. In turn, this will help you strengthen and build as many of those little muscles in your legs as possible, all in one exercise. Repeat 6 to 8 reps again in a wide stance, just slightly more narrow than a sumo, and you will be burning now, especially on this exercise. So remember to keep in mind what area on your legs are being targeted so that you can make a strong mind-muscle connection and use those muscles to pull upward, rather than using your shoulders or your back. A technique that I personally use is lifting my toes off the ground and putting all of my weight onto my heels. This helps me feel my muscles firing up as they should. Now we're moving on to sumo single arm dumbbell deadlifts with a band. It's a mouthful for sure, but I've recently incorporated this exercise into my routine and I love it. I put a medium resistance band in the middle of my quads, one hand on my lower back for stability, and use the opposite hand to lift the dumbbell. Make sure that you look forward, keep your chest up, and your back straight. I did this set 4 times and held the dumbbell with each hand twice, just to keep both sides even. Next up is abductions. I set the cable as close to the floor as possible, and I brought my own ankle straps for this. Some gyms have them and some don't. It's kind of a gamble, so I suggest buying your own if you can. I hold onto the bar, put my working foot behind the stationary one, and keep my toes facing outward for the entire duration of the exercise. Here, my hand is over the working muscle, and this just helps me feel the contraction and isolate that area. This is an exercise that people often perform with too much momentum, and yes, it'll help you lift more weight, but only because there are more muscles in your quads that are being engaged. Lower the weight, take your time feeling the muscle stretch and contract. If you point your toes inward, you probably won't feel it as much as you would if you pointed your toes outward. Give it a try, see what works for you, but I guarantee pointing your feet outward will help you feel it better. Finally, I did seated single leg hamstring curls. When you set up the seat, your knees should be just over the edge and the height of the footrest should be set so that your leg is straight out in front of you. This will allow a full range of motion to work with. Let me know if you enjoyed the voiceover rather than just text on a screen. I figured this was a better way to give you advice and express my thoughts and opinions for performing each of these exercises. And be sure to give it a thumbs up if you learned something or if you were entertained, and I will see you next week.